Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another day of the video. Darren, how's it going today? Today we are on campus. It's Tuesday. I didn't have anything plumbed in. I normally have things on Monday, but I didn't have any plans for on campus, so I stayed at home yesterday. Today, however, we are here. I have a revision lecture at 2 o'clock, and we have a group meeting with reference to our entrepreneurship coursework at 10:30 up until basically 2 o'clock. We've got a lot of work to do on that project, like everyone does, and I have a feeling not everyone's going to pull their weight, so it's going to be difficult. The main difficulty of it is obviously that we're in the middle of revision week. We've all got revision to do, and by we all have revision to do, I have revision to do as well, and it's getting the right balance between getting this done and dusted and getting revision done for the other subjects. I have an exam a week yesterday, and then to be fair, like my cryptography exam, I don't really give a damn about until after that exam, because then I've got 9 solid days to revise for it. But it's a constant balancing act between figuring out what's worth spending time on and what's taking up too much time and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, today I believe we're meeting everyone except one person who hasn't looked at Facebook yesterday or today, and therefore probably doesn't realise that we're meeting every day this week. I'm sure that's not by mistake. I'm here a little bit earlier. I'm obviously here at, well, just before 8. I'm kind of waiting for the room to unlock so I can, Bagsy is a good space. But I think if we're coming in every day, I'm going to have to continually get here at this time to avoid traffic and whatnot. Okay, we're going to go in this room. The best thing about revision week is all the rooms are available for a considerable amount of time. You've just got to wait until post 8 o'clock for the doors to unlock. The only issue is that there's a PC lab maintenance in there, but I believe that means, well, for a couple of hours until about 9 o'clock, I think. But fucking hell, there's too many floors in this building. But that only means that the PCs, I think, are just like refreshing and stuff. I don't know. I think I can go and sit in there though. I pick a table. I love this room. It's my favourite room. What table should I go for? This one? I think it's the one in the far corner. But look at that, man. So pretty. Break up, so. We shall figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get there. We always will get there. It's just not going to be a fun... Basically, as of Monday, I can kind of just relax. I'm lucky I've got my easier exam first, and the harder exam second, considering this overlap. But could you imagine if this coursework didn't get postponed and it was still due on the dissertation day? Whew, that wouldn't have gone well at all. This table does have great views. It's a real pain when the sun goes around, so I'm thinking this table is probably best. Or maybe this one. So you got somewhere to look out. I feel like it's a big decision, this, you know. You can't just jump into a decision like this. We'll get this one. This is our table. It's got our name written all over it. Look, and there's probably going to be 4 of us coming. So, let's get to work. So that PC lab time was basically the internet's crap time. Internet's back up now. Just been finishing up some HCI revision, and probably going to start doing some group work again. I'm thinking about using their actual PC instead of my Surface to do it as well, just because nearly 11 o'clock now. Progress is good. 2 people have just shown up, half an hour late, mind, but I'm also getting pretty hungry too. Lovely day outside. And for the day, including a cryptography revision lecture, I'm going to head on home now. Got lots more entrepreneurship to do. We have so much to do, it's ridiculous. It's just, there's a lot, man. There is a lot to do. And I don't know how to contend with it. I can't see us getting it done, to be honest. And that's hard. That's very, very hard. Okay, but otherwise I'm going to head to the car. I'm going to get my podcasts on, and I'm going to go home. Home, ladies and gentlemen, and I've made myself a cup of tea, done the washing up and taking the bins out. Well, just the main bin. I haven't done the recycling bin. The recycling bin's quite awkward to do on your own. So let's see if Laura can give us a hand with that later. I am now back with a cup of tea in hand. The weather is absolutely divine outside. It's so good. It almost feels like a shame to be working in here. But I need to render out and get a video uploaded, and I need to do group coursework. Yeah, buddy! Jump and things that have happened today. I've sorted out my YouTube video and stuff and did a load of work. And then it was time, Laura got back, so we discussed like all the fun she's been having today, new stuff, which is cool. We had dinner, we had beef rang-dang, which we've had before. We made it the other day and it was like not very nice. And we thought we'd try and rescue it with pepper and chilies, but it didn't work. It was basically just like still equally horrible but spicy. Kind of assumed it was horrible because it was really bland, so we thought that maybe putting more spice in it would save that problem, but no. And then after dinner I worked on trying to organise a phone contracts and stuff, which is a complicated thing to happen to me at the moment. We are in a complicated predicament. Also, they rung me today, EE rung me today, or well no, someone that's affiliated with EE that like compares deals across everybody. They rung me today while I was in the like group coursework thing, and I'm sat there with my headphones on, and I answer it with my headphones and just say hello, and then stand up and start walking out, and everyone looked at me like I was mental. But otherwise, what happened with that? We're in an awkward position because, right, here's the dealio. Me and Dad are both on the same contract with EE. We're both on the same contract because we get a much better deal being a joint contract. We both have big phones. We both have like, I had the HTC One M8, Dad had the 5S. He had the 5S when this iPhone 6 was out. So he's like one phone behind, but only just one phone behind. And I had the HTC One M8 like as soon as it came out. So we got really good deals on that because Dad's been a customer with them for like fucking ages. So we got a really good deal, whatever. But now I'm trying to spin out into my own contract rather than being like underneath Dad's. So it's really bloody complicated. From what I can tell, phone contracts have got so much more expensive than they used to be. But either way, right? So at the moment, I've got my HTC One M8 and it started at £20 a month. It was free and it's got unlimited text and unlimited calls, and it has something like 8 gigabytes shared between the both of us. So technically 4 gigabytes each. And that was at £20 a month with a free phone. And then Dad got his at like £30 a month with a free phone, I think. Something along those lines. Obviously every like 6 months or so they ring you up and they're like, we're going to charge you more, lol. So like it's increased over time or whatever. So anyway, like about a month ago, the contract isn't up until the end of June. About a month ago, Dad rung them up and organised an upgrade for him, telling them that I was going to be spinning up into my own contract. So he upgraded himself onto the iPhone 6S, like still before the iPhone 7 comes out, for like X deal. And they said that like, right, okay, I'm on the contract still at the moment. All I need to do, he set up a password for me, all I need to do is ring up, tell him that I want to basically start my own contract with my own number, with my number and all that kind of crap. I ring them up and I try and explain this and they didn't understand. And like my special password and stuff, it's weird because like, because Dad's been with EE for so long, like he gets treated like he's not a normal customer. So he seems to swing deals and swing like stuff that normal people don't seem to be able to do. He must go through to like special customer services who'd be able to like create a password that I could use that means I can access his account without any other information, because my fucking guy I was trying to explain that to had no idea. Anyway, so I was talking to them and I was like trying to change ownership of the account, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to upgrade this. I want to take my number, create an account, and I want to upgrade my phone. Like, that's what I want to do. And they're like, right, well, you can't take your number with you if you create a new account. I'm like, right, okay, so fuck it then. I'll leave, and I want to take my phone number with me to an account that I'm going to set up with you. They're like, right, you can do that. I'm like, what's the fucking difference? Anyway, after a while, we figure out that this is bloody complicated because Dad's been told that I've got like 30 days to cancel now, because he's upgraded. And then I'm told that if I cancel now, then we're going to be charged a cancellation fee and an extra like 50 days worth of contract because it's not up until the end of June. Both being told separate things. Anyway, so here's the gist of it. I ring them up and I'm like, right, figured out all of this. I then later rung Dad and told him, and now he's going to ring them up and be like, look, fucking just deal with it. Give us the fucking code, pack code. He wants to leave. So basically, I really like my phone. I really, really like it, and I really like the .vu case and all this kind of stuff. I'll fucking miss this phone. I genuinely will miss it. I really, really like it. And they don't really make phones like this anymore. Even the new HTC isn't really like this because it doesn't have the speakers. And I like the speakers. Either way, the thing is, right, back in the day, you used to have to upgrade your phone like every 2 years because it would just be dead. It'd be useless by the end of the 2 years. Or by like 18 months or whatever it was it used to be. But now, this phone is perfectly adequate. I would recommend people go out and buy this. If the people are looking for a cheap phone, it's pretty good. Like, it's got all of the latest updates and all that kind of stuff. Recently it's been blipping a little bit, but I think that's to do with updates, not to do with the phone itself. The battery life still gets me through a day comfortably. On the latest version of Android, it's nice and clean, it's nice and set up, all that kind of stuff. I really, really like it. I don't want to upgrade. The thing is, Laura does want to upgrade, and I bought her a phone this time last year. I bought her like a Moto G, the cheap one, because I was like, well, you have that for a year, then when I spin out onto my own contract, we'll get a joint contract offer together and we'll be able to barter a better deal. It's coming up to the point now where that phone's dying, and I'm moronish to it only has 8 gigs internal memory, which is fucking ridiculous. And I didn't realise that. I assumed it had 16 gigs. I didn't even look into it. So it's like she needs to upgrade. And she, so I said, what I'll do, because I don't really want to upgrade, I'll ring up EE, see if I can spin up onto my own contract, and try and upgrade. So we looked up and we priced what we want. Laura wants a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. And like, if she goes out and buys that phone, it's going to cost her something along the lines of 450 quid, cash, up front, obviously. And on the phone contract she's on now, she's on like £10 a month contract. To get that same deal with EE, the lowest they will go is £36 a month, which works out at about £200 more, something along these lines anyway. It works out, in general, £200 more than her staying on the contract she's on, the SIM-only contract she's on, and buying the phone outright over a 2-year period. So that's the best they can do. I ask about the possibility of getting a Nexus 6P. I've decided basically that the next phone I get is going to be a Nexus device. The HTC 10 just doesn't seem like all that much of an upgrade. It looks like a decent phone, but I mean, like, they just seem to have taken away the thing I like the most, which is the speakers. Although the Ice View case does look cool, but that's by the by. I was looking at, just like, the camera's not very good. And the thing is, it's more expensive. It's more expensive than the 6P, and I think the 6P is better. So I was looking at the Nexus 6P, and they could offer me like £40 a month, or like they could go down to 39 something, and that would still mean that my account will be like £250 more than if I just went out and bought the phone and dropped down to a SIM-only contract deal. The moral of the story is, I don't know how EE and people like EE are still functioning as a business when they charge so much more than people just don't notice, do they? Like, over 2 years, it's £200 cheaper to buy the phone myself and go on a SIM-only contract. And I have complete flexibility of when I want to upgrade, when I want to buy a new phone, when I want to terminate the contract. Like, there is no downside. There is no downside to going SIM only rather than monthly one. And Laura's like, yeah, but if your phone breaks then you can send it back to them, whereas if you buy it yourself then really you've only got the warranty. I'm like, yeah, but phones don't break. I'm like, insure it then. So either way, long story short, we investigated the possibility of upgrading phones, and we're not upgrading phones anymore because don't need to. So Dad is going to try and organise, going to ring them back and be like, look, you told me this, we don't want a deal anymore, like you can't offer anywhere near the deal that I can get. Like, we figured it out that in order for them to match the price that we can get by SIM only and buying a phone, they'd have to drop to £55 a month for both phones. And the best they could do was in like the 60s, which is, well no, 60s and close to 70, probably over 70 actually, I can't really remember. Either way, so that's my advice, my consumer advice, ladies and gentlemen, is if you're looking at upgrading the phone, firstly question if you actually need to upgrade your phone, because like really, phones are so good now that like, as long as the battery still lasts, it's fine. Assuming you're getting updates and stuff. I imagine if you're running an old version of Android then it probably isn't, but yeah, so in short, that's what I'm doing. So I'm now going to keep my ear to the ground, listen out for new phones on the horizon. I may look into getting the next Nexus. Apparently HTC are making it. There's rumours that the new Nexuses are going to be made by HTC, which is, it's a good thing because HTC are quite good at designing phones. But it's a bad thing because they're not very good at cameras. So I don't want them to fuck up the camera basically, and I want them to bring boom sound speakers back, but I don't want it to have, I want a lot of things, but I don't want it to be like too tall. You know what I mean? Like this screen is actually quite small, but this phone is like the size of an iPhone 6S Plus. You know what I mean? Roughly, near as makes no difference, but because of the bezel at the top and bottom, it's nearly as tall. That's enough words. Otherwise, we watched a bit of TV, Laura fell asleep, I was doing some work on my laptop. I'm starting to feel a bit stressed about courseworks and stuff. It's not hand revision, so I'm going to bed and figure it out tomorrow. I'll catch you later.